you have an open statement?
LA, they played a really good football game this afternoon, and very good football team, got a good quarterback who's been around for quite some time, and he picked this week to get hot. And we didn't do our part to stay in the game. Turnovers can't happen. Put our defense in a tough position, and you know, we got to hit reset. Long trip back to DC. It's always longer when you lose a game, and so is, you know, we're back to getting ourselves ready to play our next opponent.
What's your opinion of your team's performance?
All of what I just said, not good enough.
You mentioned reset. Cardell obviously was benched today.
No, he wasn't benched.
Oh, he wasn't benched.
No,
okay.
he wasn't
Could
benched.
you elaborate?
At that point in the game, we had decided that we were going to just hand the ball off.
Gotcha.
If just absolutely necessary to drop back and throw a pass, we would, but we didn't want to put him in harm's way.
So we can expect him to be the starting quarterback?
He is our starting quarterback.
Typically, every interception or turnover have a story of its own. Can you give us a story on a couple of the first ones?
Well, I think I can give you the true story after I go back and watch the film. I think when you become somewhat one-dimensional and the game dictates that you have to be more aggressive in the passing game, it puts a lot of pressure on your pass pro. It puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and it makes it tough. You know, and defensively they know. And they expect that we're going to drop back and throw the football more so than run the football, and so they did a good job. They did a good job of capitalizing on opportunities to take the ball away.
Coach, did you feel like early in the game the momentum had kind of got away from you, or did you feel like the team was finishing in the turn around?
Well, I felt like we never really it didn't get away from us. We never had it. You know, I felt like we had our backs against the wall the entire game, and so and it's our job to really settle our guys down and make the adjustments that we need to make to stay in the game, and we didn't do that tonight.
What do you think made Josh the way he kind of was able to play against your guys' defense? What made him so lethal today, in your opinion? We
kept giving him opportunities. You know, when you turn the ball over, it's in a sense, a unaccounted for drive, and more opportunities to run the football against our defense, and ultimately just make plays down the field like they did. You know, we have a good defense. We have a good football team. They were the better team today. We didn't help ourselves by, you know, just the penalties, the untimely penalties, and the turnovers, and all the above. You know, all the things that we've been able to capitalize on in our first two games, it came back at us fivefold. It seemed like, you know, we had blocked punt, we turned the ball over, we gave up some big plays, but we have a high character team that you know, they're a fist, and we're gonna get back to DC and get to work and get ready for our next opponent.
Coach, after being so successful in the first 2 weeks, what do you think went into Cardell's struggles today?
The game, and I don't know that there was any one thing that went into our team struggles. It wasn't just Cardell. You know, it's tough when you're in third and long, and once again you're forced to you know, it's an obvious passing situation, and you're forced to try and force some balls downfield, and we want to stay out of those situations, and we will. You know, we're a good football team. They were the better football team tonight. As I mentioned, you know, Winston had his guys fired up and ready to go. The quarterback is a good player, the best quarterback that we've faced this season, and I had the opportunity to coach Josh at the Colts some years ago, and we knew that he would make some plays. You know, we can't give them the football and give him more opportunities to make plays.
So the XFL is trying a lot of new things to make the fan experience a little bit better. One thing is the hot mics. In a frustrating game like this, how do you feel about you yourself or your players being mic'd up?
I think it's just part of it. You know, I think you know, over the course of the game, whether or not we're winning or losing, we have to, you know, continue to communicate and make adjustments, and ultimately, you know, just understand that, you know, there's a lot of game to be played, win or lose, and so I don't see it as a negative. I see it as something that makes our league and our game even more exciting.
What happened on the punt?
It was blocked. It's blocked. They, you know, they were able to successfully scheme up a way to block a punt. It looked like they came up the middle of our formation, but I didn't get a chance to see it on the scoreboard as the replay or anything.
I didn't think he got it off.
Say it again.
I don't think he got the punt off.
Right. Yeah.
We go up front, 2 more questions.
As far as what Rosa did at the end of the game, that touchdown run, even the following drive, what do you take away from the team's ability to run the ball going forward?
Our team,
Yeah.
our team's ability to run the ball. We, you know, we have to have balance in our offense. We always talk about, you know, being able to run the football to win games, and being able to stop the run. It's all the same. We didn't do a good enough job early in the game of successfully running the football, and it put us in situations where we were in 3rd and long, and bad things happen when you're in obvious passing situations. So we'll do a good job of just, you know, self-scouting, looking ourselves in the mirror, and really just self-evaluating, you know, what happened in this game. But you know, even so, we have a process that we believe in, and we're going to go back and get ourselves ready to play our next opponent. There's nothing that we can do about the end result of this game this evening, with the exception of just making the corrections and getting ready for our next opponent.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.